Yes, Jess, what's going on? So today what we're talking about is like how to be sort of more sustainable, how to sort of do this as a lifestyle, how to make sure you're still doing this like in a year from now, 5 years from now. Okay, so it's not just sort of up and down, yo-yoing constantly. And as I said, you always want to be sort of like progressing forward, okay? And like sort of just, it's just a regular part of your day, just like brushing teeth or getting dressed or showering, whatever, okay? Like eating good, being active, drinking water, and just again, you live in a healthy lifestyle. It's not like, oh, I'm on a health kick. You just want to be like, this is just the way I live my life. Okay, so how to get like that? So first of all, again, it comes from the start. The start, again, it just needs to be sort of just like slow down to speed up. Okay, it's a big thing, because then just making smaller changes at the start so your body can get on board with it. Again, it can process it a lot quicker, because if you change too much at the start too soon, then it won't last very long, and you'll end up just doing it for a few weeks before you can't sustain any longer. So the key, first of all, is just to slow down, to make small changes. Okay, instead of going from the couch to training fucking 6 days a week, again, not going to happen. Okay, and not going to last. So you just need to go from going from the couch to doing 2 days a week, and just make small progressions, gradual steps. Okay, it's like you've done in any other area of life. Okay, but again, people thinking sort of when it comes to training or eating, that they'll just change it like that. Just cut everything out of their diet and start eating completely different. Not going to happen. So this is the first thing. Yeah, you just need to slow down to speed up. So make gradual changes at the start. Again, and resist the temptation to just go faster. Okay, because it's better to go slower. Okay, just make sort of consistent changes. Okay, so you make sure you're still doing it 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 3 years from now. Okay, how to embed it and ingrain it into your sort of person, into your identity. Okay, that's what you want to do. So you see yourself as like an athlete, as a sort of a fit person, a healthy person, rather than just sort of someone who's just trying to like lose weight for holidays, or I do it like go to the gym now and again. I try to lose weight. No, it's just part of your lifestyle. Okay, so that's the first one, is making those gradual steps. Okay, which ties into the second point, was just not cutting out stuff. Okay, you don't have to cut out stuff, because the more you cut out, it's only going to be a matter of time before you want it back. Okay, because you cut out wine, you cut out alcohol, you cut out bread, you cut out milk, whatever. It's only going to be a matter of time before you want it back, and like you're not going to cut out for the rest of your life. So what's going to happen then? So it's just learning sort of the difference between cutting stuff out and restrictions. Sort of the difference between those, and actually so just learning to manage it, and how to be flexible, how to adapt it, and how to fit it into your sort of lifestyle, how to sort of, instead of cutting out alcohol, how to manage it and be like sort of fit it into your lifestyle, so you can have it on a weekly basis and you can still stay on track, you still make progress from it without sort of restricting it and then binging on it. Okay, third point then is a case of learning to adapting to sort of curveballs, like changes, whether it's with COVID, whether it's to do with like relationships, with anything going on in life, okay? Because most times when something like a change happens, some sort of like issue happens, the first thing to stop is people's training and is people's eating, okay? Whereas that's the thing you need to double down on in those situations. That's actually going to get you through it. Okay, it's going to help you keep more level-headed, deal with that stress better, and keep you on track, and just make you feel so much better, make you help you make better decisions and get over it and recover from it better. Okay, whereas like I said, if something happens at home, or something happens like a government announcement, the first thing people do is stop training, and then they wonder why they're depressed and fucking full of anxiety. Is because you stop doing the thing that's actually going to save you. You stop doing the therapy. You stop doing shit that's going to benefit you and help you. Okay, and you start eating shit. Yeah, you're going to start feeling like shit, okay? Is any sort of surprise? So when stuff happens like that, okay, you have to be able to adapt to it. You have to be able to sort of just navigate, deal with those curveballs, and learn to surf on the waves, not get consumed by them. Which happened, again, back in March and April when lockdown first happened. You could see the difference between people who were sort of who were doing it, but who were sustainable with it anyway. They just adapted and just cracked on with home workouts, or they did some running instead, whatever. Whereas other people, again, they just stopped, and they just, I'll start back up when the gym's open. And I was like, well, if you keep it that's just the worst approach. No wonder you haven't got any shape. No wonder you haven't made any results before, okay? Because that's just sort of the way you approach things. This is going to happen again, probably, like some sort of lockdown, and it's always going to be curveballs, okay? Whether it's you have to work later, you have to pick your kids up from school or do something else, something happened in your family that causes sort of like an argument or a bereavement, or something happened that throws you off, that changes your mental state, and then you have to be able to adapt and still stay consistent, okay? And just in this instance, you just have to just do what the best you can. Instead of doing like a 60-minute or 45-minute work, you just have to do 10 minutes. You just have to do 5, okay? Or you can't get to the gym, you go for a fucking run, okay? And just being able to adapt, okay? And then navigate through this storm. Stay consistent in some way, okay? Because, yeah, gym's closed for like 5 months, okay? So I was like, okay, well, I can have a stop training, or I can just adapt. So I did obviously bodyweight stuff, and then just some running, okay? And I just did that sort of every day, okay? And just adapt it. And that's how you keep the sustainability, is just being able to adapt and make the less than optimal approach. Instead of trying to be the best or like the perfection, you just take the less than optimal. Instead of just trying to be 100%, you just do a 20%. You just do the sort of the minimal acceptable dose for that day, okay? And then the next thing is just being in an environment and sort of where you're around people who are sort of doing what you want to do. Because if you were constantly, like, you live in an environment at home or at work or with family and friends, whatever, and again, the environment there is just sort of like toxic, and they're always against sort of anything to do with health. They just don't concern themselves with it. It's always just going to be a battle. It's always going to be like, it's going to be so much harder, and you're always going to feel like you're carrying a load. Whereas if you get around people who are always positive, have charged up with energy and just doing shit and like you want to do, in a position where you want to be, then it's just going to be natural and it's going to lift you up, okay? That's it. And it's just as simple as that. If you get around people who always who train 4, 5, 6 days a week, and you're speaking with them, interacting with them, then you're going to gravitate towards that, okay? They're going to lift you up, and you're just going to be sort of like, you're just going to naturally want to do that, okay? Or eating better, or getting up early, or like sort of people like getting up early, going to bed early, and being disciplined. You're just going to want to do that, okay? Because you're in that environment, you're getting that influence, okay? Or you're interacting with those people, and you're hearing how you're seeing how they're doing their crushing life, and it's going to pull you up, okay? Like, so it's getting around that environment, getting around those people, having that accountability, and like, so if you are sort of in those. Perhaps like in lockdown, yeah, a lot of people are just stuck in that sort of that toxic environment. They're sort of around people, or like on Facebook, or they're speaking to people or their friends, which is always complaining, this is shit, like whatever, just drinking from midday. And it's like, look, man, yeah, I'm sure that they're your friends, yeah, I'm sure, but like that is not helping you, okay? That is making you worse, okay? You need to speak to other people, okay? Get around other people if you want to solve, because you can thrive in this time. And that's the difference, changing our environment, okay? So those are some things on how to be sustainable, okay? At the start, yeah, slow down to speed up, make gradual changes. And that's the thing, always make gradual changes, just incremental gains. That's all it is, okay? Instead of trying to sort of slash things and change things overnight. Because it'll feel okay for a week and then it'll bite you in the ass. Second one then is to not have to like sort of cut stuff out or restrict things, just learn to manage them. Okay, the third then I think was, what do we say? Just being able to adapt to curveballs and changes constantly. Expect changes and adapt to them. Just keep overcoming them, and just be consistent and just do the minimal acceptable dose. Do sort of, again, a 15-minute workout instead of a 45-minute workout. Just do something, okay? And then the last one is that environment, the people you surround yourself with. Get around people where you want to be, and that's just going to enable you just to naturally sort of like do those actions and habits and live life like how you want to, okay? Hope that helps, gents. Any help you need, drop a comment or drop me a message and let's chat again. So be more sustainable. So in a year's time, 5 years time, you're still crushing stuff, okay? You're still on just training because it's part of your life, okay? Not just sort of yo-yoing and just in the same place as you were 3 years ago. That feeling just kills me, okay? Have an amazing day.